Kahlee.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Conversations at Hotel Charlie. It's the Human Catalyst podcast. And really, if you haven't tuned into any of them, I really want to shout out a lot of the people that I've come across through the brand and really shine a light on them and focus on kind of like the person behind the craft. You may be familiar with their craft or you've seen their work and just kind of like not really dug into it. But I feel like if you get to know the person, it just might kind of change your outlook on it. So today we have someone that's pretty special. I've been trying to meet up with him for a minute, and he's an MC. He's also definitely a creative in all aspects, but he's also someone that I would say like a curator of the hip hop, especially like local to SD. And I know that he's a major influence in a lot of the artists' careers and the paths that they take, because I've heard his name drop so many times through these doors, and I'm excited for you guys to get to know. So we have Kahlee here.
Man, good looking out, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming through. I know
Appreciate
that
the words, man.
No, I know that you're a busy guy. I know that we've been trying to schedule this for a minute, but I'm hyped for you to be here.
Me too, man. You got a beautiful shot, bro.
Oh man, thank you. So it's actually been 3 years, almost to the date, like since I actually opened up the shop, you know. But that's a whole grind in itself. Like I had no idea. I mean,
that brick and mortar grind is a whole different game that people don't even understand.
Yeah, well, you know, like I'm kind of naive to all of it because I started the brand and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna screen print. Like I'll just do that. And I thought that was going to be easy. And that was hella hard. Like, I didn't know. So I bought like a bunch of shirts, and I would say probably out of like 36 shirts, one was good. And the rest were like distorted and looked like smear. I mean, when I first printed white ink on a black shirt, like seriously, I wish I still kept the shirt, but it looked like stucco. Like I kept on doing it. And it was so thick of ink that like, it just felt like nasty stucco, and I was like, damn, I think I'm getting this, you know. But like
I've had that. I mean, as a person who's bought a lot of shirts, that shit happens to me all the time.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like my level of professionalism a little different from others. So
yeah,
I'm like, you giving me this bullshit?
Yeah, no,
like,
I mean,
why do you give me this bullshit?
Yeah, that's funny.
No discount or nothing. This is supposed to be exactly what I ordered. Nah, fam.
Yeah. No, I hear that because like I mean, especially with your professionalism, like I've seen your stuff and like the way it's marketed and everything, like you do a really good job branding it.
Appreciate it, man.
Making sure everybody knows like what it is, the hashtags, things like that. I mean, you can't miss it.
Thank you. It's good to know, man, because that shit takes a lot of time. So if nobody knew, it'd be like, God damn it, I'm wasting my time.
No, because I mean, I see it, and like we follow a lot of the same people, I think, and like I'm going through the feed, and I'm like, damn, you know, like I see it. So it's working, you know.
Dope.
You're beating the algorithm.
Good to know, man. That shit tough.
Tough. Oh yeah. I mean, do you have any trouble with like the algorithm or anything?
Yeah, man, because it's just like even just running ads, like you can tell when the algorithm changes. We had a show past Wednesday, and it was a dope ass lineup, and running ads was like completely different. Like you always got to update your formula because you could do the same demographic and notice like there's no reason why this should be much different from the last ad that I ran, but this shit is way different, or it didn't reach as many people, or you ain't even use up the whole $30 that you put into like 2 days or some shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, why is this different?
Yeah.
You know, and Instagram, I don't know if you know, but Instagram do not got good customer service.
Oh, really? I've never been.
They suck.
Well,
it's like, at least it's not condescending like Apple, but you know, you call Apple, like they talk to you like you're a dumbass and shit sometimes.
Well, that's why like the podcast isn't even on Apple. Like, I put it up there and they were telling me something about my picture was a little too big. And then they said that it's not for like, what did they call it? Kind of like, in other words, kind of like amateur podcast kind of thing. Like, it's for once you really are doing it. But I was like, what the hell? Like they listened to it.
You went on your first episode?
I guess.
Because you got to have a few episodes unless you're like a big name.
You had to have 3, right?
Yeah.
But then I had one of them, I uploaded 5. And then one of them was like the introduction where I was letting people know why I'm even doing this. Mm-hmm. And I think they heard that and they were like,
I got you.
Instead of like a real podcast. And then they gave me a list of things to do, and then I just got tired and just went on Spotify. And it's like, that's good enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I bet you go back now, you could get all your shit on there. You should do that if you want more people to hear it. That's your main place where people are going to hear it is on Apple Podcasts.
You think? Oh, well, yeah, I guess so. I'm just like,
and Spotify now has quickly like got up there because Spotify only been doing podcasts for like, I don't even know if it's been a year yet.
Yeah, I guess I'm just an Apple hater. Like, like I feel like they've controlled.
I hate Michael Jordan, but the motherfucker was one of the best basketball players ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that.
You could do both.
I think I root for the underdog. Mm-hmm. So like I'm a anti-Apple.
That's weird.
Although I use Apple products, but like
he got a red circle around his Apple right here.
Well, because of the cross.
I fucking hate Apple.
I haven't made the cross.
He forgot the cross.
Yeah,
he's limited on time.
Yeah, I was limited on time and funds, but I'm working on it.
Couldn't get the whole stripe.
Yeah, but no. So what was I gonna say? Like, yeah, Apple and stuff. They're the podcast, like pain in the ass, all that stuff. Dude, I don't even know where I was at. Like,
this is what I'm gonna do to you the whole thing, man. Like, I don't like when people let people just do what they want to do. I'm here to fuck your shit up a little bit.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I mean, I think that's what makes everything better. Oh, I know what I was gonna tell you. So, like, I think with hip hop weds, like, first of all, I want to talk about that. I think it's really dope. Like I said, a lot of the people, there's a lot of local artists and just artists in general. They come through here and they always talk about hip hop weds.
That's dope.
Carinoe, who usually shoots the podcast, and he's been like, "Oh man, I can't do it on Wednesday because that's hip hop weds." You know what I mean? Like, it's a big deal to everyone. It's
dope.
It's a part of their life. Like, Wednesdays, they've marked off, and they've made it a part of their life. So, like, how did that come about?
Man, it's just, I mean, I've been doing music in general since like 2005 is when I dropped my first record with this group called Illiterates. Like, my first introduction into like serious hip hop when it became like my profession was with Illiterates. We released them in 2005 and then we went from there. So from that point on, throwing shows was like not a regular thing, but when you're new, throwing your own shows is necessary. So you learn the game, you make more money off that shit. Selling tickets was better back then, in my opinion, but selling tickets is not the only thing you should be doing. Yeah. Anyways, throwing my own shows, learning. I threw a lot of shows. Coming up into the last couple of years, had an opportunity to work with these people out of Arizona. They throw an event called Hip Hop House. And then, another person does a Hip Hop House at A3C every year. Big show in in Atlanta. So he was like, yo, reaching out, I want you guys to do a hip hop house in Cali or San Diego, want to move and whatever. Anyway, so it turned out to a monthly thing. And then we just started going weekly in order to the venue isn't really hip to hip hop. AC Lounge ain't really did a hip hop thing before us. I mean, they dabbled and they had a couple unfortunate situations over there that they tried to make relate to hip hop that had nothing to do with hip hop. And it was just shit like that. So I did a monthly there. After a while, they started trying to like add some other shit. And I was like, all right, let me just do a weekly. So y'all don't fuck this shit up. Like, it ain't a diss. It's just, if you're not part of the scene, you could easily do something that will counter the hard work that me and my team are putting into it. So I started doing a weekly thing called a Hip Hop Weds. And there it is. And over time, I was talking to the homie Jared on the way here. It's just like, if you put in that time and like into your prints to make sure, not just that you get everybody their order, but that you get their order without that stucco. And that you do the craft the best that you can. Yeah. That's eventually the people are going to come because they're attracted to like quality overall. And like you could have a bomb dish. Like I've been eating sushi and sushi bars and all my life. My dad used to take me all the time eating sashimi in places. You go to some places, rolls is a big thing. I love rolls, bro. I love California rolls. Yeah. But you don't compare a roll to sashimi. And sometimes you go to a place, you eat sushi and sashimi. I mean, some places is great for rolls, but you eat sashimi, you're like, get this frozen bullshit out my fucking face. And last night, my wife and I went to this sushi bar called Kokoro, and even their rolls was like the quality. Yo, they ain't even use imitation crab. They use real crab in their fucking rolls. And even the rice is just, you could taste the quality across the board. And that's what we doing, man. If you mopping the floor at your job and you want to mop the floor the best that you can, that's the way you get a raise. I mean, not every time. Sometimes it's just not the right place for you to do that job and get noticed.
Yeah.
Sometimes people take advantage of you. But ultimately, that's a thing that's missing in a lot of businesses is whoever's mopping the floor don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And there's understandable that, you know, you don't care about these silly jobs sometimes, but it's important to mop the floor. And if you mop that fucking floor and make it shiny so people can eat off of it, everybody's going to always mention that floor and everybody's going to want to come and walk and, you know, come through that floor. You know what I mean? And that's what we're doing. We're providing the floor for everybody to come and do their thing and just really paying attention to it and keeping it clean, keeping it, you know, not only safe, but like the vibe, man. We just producing a dope vibe.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I never
people are
hear
attracted
of
to it.
like drama or, I don't hear about it. Like, you know, not, well, I mean,
Like the negative shit.
yeah, like recently the observatory, right? They're like having some legal issues in San Diego. They're trying to shut it down because they're saying that hip hop has brought nothing but fighting, and I think since the Rob Stone thing, you know, and they're trying to shut it down. But I don't hear anything about like AC Lounge or Hip Hop Wednesday or Hip Hop Weds. You know, everybody, everything I hear is like positive and like it's a good vibe. Like when I see the videos and everything, like the crowd looks excited to
Having a
be
good
there.
time.
You
Yeah,
know?
man. Like, in my opinion, you ever read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People?
No,
You should fucking do that. Audiobook is free on YouTube, probably.
I love audiobooks.
Yo,
but
audible.com/SEP. Get you a free Audible audiobook.
I need to do that because like reading isn't my thing.
Yeah, me too. I don't got time, but audiobooks, podcasts, things like that. But where was I going? Oh, it's you trying to do a win-win. If you and I are doing some kind of partnership, we want something that's best for everybody involved. But this is the thing. It's not just you and I involved. The clients are the people involved too. The customers, people buying the shirts or whatever we're collabing on.
Yeah.
So when it comes to an event, man, Hip Hop Weds, like all of us involved, all the residents, the bartender, the venue, the people that come, the security, the artists performing, we're doing free shows 90-some% of the time. In 2 years, we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary. We charge like 4 or 5 times in the 2 years we've been doing shows every single week for 2 years. So it's like, how do we pay artists all the time? Yeah. Because we still in a phase where you giving away free shirts. You might still give away free shirts now, but when you started, damn near every shirt you make is free, right?
Yeah,
so we're still kind of doing that because we're trying to build with our people and have everybody. So if an artist comes out, we can only pay him like $50 or $100. Our margin for profit is very little. And we can hook them up with more. Even if they usually charge $200, they come in, they're doing a free show. So they know usually cats is down to take less or even do free shows if they know you ain't making all this money off of them. And that's, you know, so they come in, they do a show, we get them an interview with like a dope local blog or something. We get them this, we get them some free weed and, you know, a little rider type thing. Just show love. But then the main thing is like, ain't nothing worse than going 2 hours or 3 hours out your way and there's 5 people in the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That.
So we just trying to have a quality people there as well. And get to the point where you don't care who's performing. You don't even need to see the flyer, even though the flyers is dope. And you could just come in and be like, I know I'm going to see some quality work tonight and like get put on to some new artists. So like, we're just trying to do shit that's cool for everybody. So everybody leaves at the end of the night happy that, you know, it was cool, met some cool people, some good people. Oh, that dude does this. I need that. I need to print some shirts. And I just met you know, shit like that.
Yeah.
And just really trying to become like, instead of church on Sundays, it's church on Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of, it's happening.
So would you feel like the secret to success has a lot to do with the quality?
Not being a secret.
Well, yeah, not being a secret, but like putting your best foot forward into the quality of your craft. And if you just continuously do that, you think that the people will eventually...
I think Kevin Costner, if you build it, they will come for sure. But also you do got to start creating some arrows.
Yeah.
Like you could have the best real estate in Mira Mesa. That's where I live in Mira Mesa. Man, shit's getting pricey.
Yeah.
And we're fortunate to have a home there, but their home's going up every day. It could be the best price and the best situation ever, but they still out there putting arrows and fucking signs pointing to where the open house is. You know what I'm saying? You got to still figure out that marketing side of things. Yeah. And then that's part of the art too, for me at least, doing it right to where it's not like all corny and fucking force, like that's part of the art. That's part of the vibe of the show. You know, the promotion, the ads and shit like that, or like the way the homies be reposting it, or the video promos we put out. That's all part of that shit. You know what I mean? So, but that doesn't matter because you can have the wackest fucking, you have a successful party and it's nothing special. It's just people come because there's popular people there for whatever reason, because they hear it's the place to be. But that's only going to last so long if the quality is not put into that. So you can have the best marketing in the world to point to it and people will keep coming, but you're not going to keep those like long time people that really give a fuck, the quality of artists. You want quality and quantity.
Yeah.
You know
some people
mean?
that stick around versus like,
but if you're going to pick only one, pick quality. And then wait for the time when you could put more effort into the marketing side of things. And that's what we did at the beginning. Like we focused on throwing the best shows. As an artist, dog, I've had some of the worst situations ever, man.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then throwing shows, like I said, I deal with artists too, but I'm an artist, so I kind of know how to work with them a lot of times. But one thing we do is make sure we cover our asses and make sure you as the artist has all the information you need to do what you need to do. And offer up, you know, for you to ask me questions so that we're on top of it. And then when the night comes, there ain't no really, aside from technical difficulties, there should be no reason why we're fucking up. You know what I'm saying? And that right there off top is something that I never had. Sometimes you don't find out till the night of what time your set is.
Yeah,
you know
that's crazy. I mean, that's dope that you're an artist. It's kind of like if you were to be like a CEO of a factory and you started from the ground up. So you know the inner workings of like what you need to know as an artist.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
And staying the path and really doing things again, like, you can't, I've been to a million fucking shows, so I know what I want as somebody paying to get into a show or even going to a free show. I fucking did a bunch of shows, so I know what I need as an artist to perform. I've thrown a bunch of shows, so I know how, you know what I mean? We know all these sides of things, so it's all about making it all happen in a way where everybody could enjoy themselves and go home feeling like they left with something. Yeah. Not like they just spent a few hours at a place and like they could have did some other shit. Or a lot of us is going to work the next day, tired as shit.
Yeah.
Man. You want to go home and be like, yo, I'm tired of shit, but last night was dope. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
how many people you got involved in Hip Hop Weds? Like,
I'd say we got 5 residents.
5 people that actually help make it all happen?
So Root is our resident DJ.
Okay.
You know, he's there every single Wednesday. We also have DJ Eyeball, but he's like way in the 818. Oh. So, you know, he'll come by every once in a while as well.
Where's 818?
The Valley in LA.
Oh, wow. And he comes down?
Well, he was an OC.
Oh, okay.
He was one of our original residents. And then we have residents in Arizona as well, but they haven't made their way out here yet.
Yeah.
And then Chris or Kill C-Ray from Platform Collection, Fresh Day. We're all Fresh Day, by the way.
Yeah.
He does a sound there. He also plays music sometimes and hosts sometimes as well. I host 3 of the 4 events that we do because we have weekly events. Parker Edison is a resident host. Nate New Balance from SD Loves Hip Hop, or not SD Loves Hip Hop anymore.
Yeah.
SD Loves PR.
Yeah.
At SD Loves PR. You should go there. But, you know, we're all residents and hosting or just doing what needs to be done to get it all done. But on the administrative side of things, it's all me.
Yeah, I mean,
flyers, promo, lineups. Aside from Elbow Room is Parker, C-Ray, and DJ Root. Everything else, like, yeah.
So you definitely understand the grind of like juggling everything.
Hell
like
yeah.
Many hats and
Man of Many Hats is my first solo record.
So how do you have any advice on that? Like how you juggle that? I mean, you have a family too, right?
A few different. Yeah. It's tough. You know, I got a family. I do the radio show, the weekly radio show, and you know, I do all the flyers and all the promo and shit. I have my own graphic company, so print company too. So it's like, for one, you got to do it. You got to have the discipline, which I don't have the best discipline. Yeah. I have my days when I work on shit. Sometimes I switch that up. I got that from my homeboy Soul Plus Mine. He's a producer, and he makes the bulk of his money from licensing. So he's like, one week I'm doing licensing on Monday, emails on Tuesday, making beats on Wednesday, something like that. The next week he's making beats on Monday. He's doing something different on Tuesday. So it's like doing your version of that, switching it up. If you're able to. Some things you can't switch up. You got to have this in by this day. Your deadline is this day, whatever. But the point is like trying to make it to a point where you're not doing the exact same thing every single day or every single week for starters. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, just staying on top of it, writing shit down, using your calendar, setting alarms.
Do you do that? Do you use a calendar and like a journal?
I should do more, but I don't. This is my problem, man. I like to write shit.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't translate over to my phone that easy. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little tough.
Oh, hold up. There's a
Yeah,
little party going on out there.
yeah. It's kind
But that's the joy of being on 3rd Avenue, you know? Right next to a coffee shop and right next to a brewery. So.
I used to be out here all the time, bro. Like over there by Southwestern, dude.
Oh, yeah?
Every other week I was coming out here when I was still in LA.
Oh, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing at Southwestern?
My wife, not out at Southwestern, but my wife used to live by there.
Oh, okay. So
I've
you
been
would
with my
come
lady
down.
since like 99.
You'd come down for love.
All the time, bro. Sometimes, because I worked in Huntington Beach, I would come out here on a Friday after work, fucking swerving all the TJ trucks and shit.
Yeah.
And fucking them TJ trucks. It's crazy, like fucking pack. And just come out.
Oh, those kind. Yeah. I've seen those. Yeah.
When they fucking look like Santa Claus's sleigh and shit.
Yeah. So being in Chula Vista, what they do is like a lot of times there's yard sales and things like that. So on weekends, like they just roll.
Yeah, but they do that shit all up the coast.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, I'm behind them from fucking Huntington Beach.
Oh, damn.
You know what I mean? So who knows how far north they're going? They probably go to like the fucking the garment district and places like that too.
Yeah, they got
you know what I mean? But yeah, so I'll be coming out here, and then sometimes I go back home on Sunday, go to work on Monday, or sometimes I go straight to work. Yo, when 9/11 happened, I was going from Chula Vista to work. And that shit happened while I was, I used to be smoking, drinking a Frappuccino at like 6 a.m, driving Huntington Beach from Chula Vista.
Yeah.
And like fucking listening to A$AP Rock. Then I get there, everybody's all weird. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. So
still kind of high.
I would say probably like there's a gang of listeners. I would say that definitely sets you apart. Like there's a gang of listeners that have no idea what the hell happened in 9/11.
Oh, man,
and there's us that were around at 9/11.
That shit was crazy.
And I would say like the world completely changed. Like 9/11,
the world,
pre 9/11, post 9/11. It's like, it's a whole different world.
Whole different story, man.
So like one thing that you were saying, you talked about Hawaii, and then I always see you wearing farmer's market. So like, what's your
light sleepers right here?
Oh yeah, light sleepers. So what's your connection to Hawaii? Are you from there?
I'm not from. I'm from Gardena.
Okay.
My dad's from Hawaii. He's from Honolulu.
Oh, nice.
And my obviously that side of the family, and then mom's from Texas. She's Mexican, so I'm Mexican, Hawaiian, Portuguese, a few other things and shit. But I just always had a connection to Hawaii. And then honestly, even if I didn't, man, like the graphic tees and shit, and the fashion culture out of Hawaii is like mad. It's in the front lines, yo. Like not just farmers. I mean, you got farmers market, light sleepers, kicks. You got information. You got all kinds of shit out there. You know what I mean? And it's been spreading over the years. Farmers market and honors out in fucking Vegas.
Yeah,
it's a lot of shit.
Yeah, like I'm a huge fan of Morals Fiber. You know Morals Fiber?
Nah.
Oh man, so Morals Fiber is damn. When I first saw them several years ago, like I would say they were I don't know, almost like the black scale of Hawaii. Like
really,
the way they're just hard. So yeah, Google Morals Fiber. So
I'll check him out.
He's coming back, but he started a brand. He has a pretty big following. This dude Kyle, shout out Kyle. But Kyle to me is just like a brain. Like so he created Morals Fiber, and then I was talking to him. I designed for them for a little bit, doing some stuff, but I was always blown away because he created his brand. There would be people lining up to buy it, right? And he always struggled with like he wanted to do things for the people. Mm-hmm. So like he made these shirts. I mean, I might get the story wrong, but from what I understand, he made these shirts and he wanted to give back to the community. And then he sold them for like $5 or $10 just for like local kids, mm-hmm. whatever. And then like the next day he saw them all on eBay and Craigslist, whatever, for like $90, $100. And then he was like hurt by that. You know what I mean? Cause he was trying to give back, but these people are trying to like take, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I know exactly what you mean, man.
You know, it's kind of like these free events that you do for like hip hop weds, and
yeah, sometimes like we charge $5 and it's cool if you don't have it, or even if you don't want to pay it, I guess.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I better not hear you fucking complaining that motherfuckers is charging $5 once. There's this weirdo fucking dude who comes through sometimes, somebody brings him, and this motherfucker always trying to tell me how he ain't gonna do nothing wrong tonight. And so I'm like, bro, like, just chill the fuck out. Say what's up, do your thing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, motherfuckers come in and do some silly shit, like try to mob on something. Like, I'm a graffiti cat, so like I understand it, but there ain't a lot of graph in our shit, so don't be mobbing on our shit or you gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or somebody will do something like that and
Well,
somebody will have to check them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying in general, we might lose a venue, motherfuckers might lose some teeth, but in general, it doesn't have to be me. We have enough people coming through that are just people who come through regularly that will check other people for us, and they have complete fucking, as long as it's, you know, valid. So we have people coming through acting all weird, and this weirdo dude who just always be fucking up every time, one way or another, trying to do coke outside and shit. It's like, man, fuck from here with that bullshit, because I don't fuck with that shit. Like, you want to smoke, that's a different thing. But then he comes in, he's like, you know, the crazy shit is, I'll never get charged. It's the first time they charge. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, because we charge once a quarter, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you sounded like you complaining for $5, fool. And it's AC alone performing or some shit. It's like, we don't make a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, the money that we make, we put back into this shit. It's not like we're fucking living off this shit. We doing this shit for the love. We're trying to make money, and we will. But in order to build a business, you can't keep taking money off the top immediately. So we're to the point now where at least we're going home with like profit. It's a little different for me because I'm putting the money in for the brand. The other homies get to go home with money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's their time is valuable.
Yeah.
But they're getting paid at least. I'm going home with, if I could break even, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Because I know it's going to something bigger. And then like coming up on the anniversary, let's say, that should be a time where we can make a little bit of money. We make a decent amount, but like last year for our anniversary, a lot of the artists bless us with free sets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So somebody came in, headliner, gets paid X amount of money. That's it. Everybody else was doing a free set. We made a good amount of money. So we broke everybody off. And I ain't talking $20. Some homies got $20, $40. Some homies got $100. It was just, and everybody deserves more for the most part. But in general, the point is we were able to make a bunch of money, but instead of pocketing that shit, we hooked everybody up because they come through all the time. They rock all the time and they doing free shows elsewhere. You know what I mean? So there's not a lot of people paying artists in general.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, artists ain't doing shit out of San Diego anyways, you know? So it's a complicated back and forth, you know what I mean?
So like did you come up in the rap game, like out in Gardena?
How do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, like, is that where you started your career?
Yeah, yeah.
So like, do you notice a difference between the mentality of like, I guess being up in
Location wise?
LA or,
you know, it's hard to say, man, because I moved and I've been gone so long. So I don't really know how it is there anymore. I still go out and do shows sometimes. But, I mean, I took a big step back from shows, period, just to focus on San Diego and throwing shows and I ain't even performed on a fucking hip hop Weds event. And then, I was going to say some shit. I'll leave that to the side. And then just doing a radio show and just really trying to build rather than doing shows. But when I was going out there still all the time, man, I didn't see no real difference except it's more cracking in LA. You know what I mean? And in San Diego, when I moved out here, I caught the tail end of like the bus stop and shows, hip hop nights of DJs and shit. That shit always been cracking damn near any night of the week. But show wise in LA at the time when I moved out here, you could do shows anytime. So like when I moved out here, my group, the Literates, was doing very well. We're getting paid very well. We're doing shows not just in LA, but I mean, we had just fucking sold out the House of Blues on Sunset and killed that shit. It was great for our album release.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of shows, did a show at the Fillmore with Cypress Hill, you know, not selling tickets. You know what I mean? Then I move out here, things start falling apart. I had to basically start over. I ended up leaving the group for other, reasons. Yeah. I had to start over in a sense. I already had my solo record out, so I kind of went from there. And over time, rebuilding, you're looking at shit different anyways. So it's not like I was just like, oh, this is different now. It's because everything's different. It ain't just the same. So it's really hard to compare. But over the years, San Diego hip hop, especially the last few years, has really fucking changed, man. It's active as fuck. There's dope shows all the time, not just on Wednesdays. Like there's Battle Bot, there's, I think it's Hip Hop Social where ALO does over at Winston's. Even the homies at fucking Israel Poke Shop is doing like a consistent, art shows and shit where there's hip hop. It ain't like a hip hop performance, but you always gonna go there and hear dope MCs on the mic. Yeah. It's just a lot of shit going, and there's more than that. So it's consistent. The homie Milky Wayne is doing shows consistently. So it's like a lot of dope shit happening. And now it's going to be at least one good show every week or maybe two. Where when I first moved out here, it was like once a month, there was a show that I wanted to go to. And I'm over here trying to like build my name. You know what I mean? So how am I going to do that if I'm not going and performing or jumping on mics at places? Yeah. There wasn't a lot of opportunity for that now. But just like the 9/11 thing, man, cats don't know. People been doing hip hop for a while, but barely dropping their first song or video, let alone album. And I think they're seeing how the shit's different. And they're like, whoa, this ain't what I expected. So, but at least there's like a place, like we have a community of people that support each other and repost posts and like each other and comment on each other's shit and like, you know, provide platforms for each other to perform and help each other. I mean, like the Fresh State in general is fucking, I don't know if people know. So the Fresh State is a bunch of us. Rick Scales, Ethos is in the Fresh State. Fucking me. We got Creed Chameleon in Hawaii. We got Uptown Suite up north in fucking Vacaville or Fairfield and shit. Off Balance from Digital Martyrs. And we got a bunch of San Diego people out here. Mickey Vale, like off top, I'm sorry, I can't remember everybody. Parker. There's a lot of us, man. Root. So it's like we're doing a lot of shit. And outside of the Fresh State, we do all these other things. And now the Fresh State is like hosting every fucking tour on the web. Right now, they're on tour with Viva Mezcal and Noah James. And I can't say what the next one is, but the next one's going to be bigger. The last one was fucking Self-Provoked and doing more than that. But the point is, it's not just the Fresh State. Tonight, there's Nemi and Indian K and Dre Cat on tour with them on the Orca Cactus tour too. It's like, we're part of the Thought Fest. A lot of us are part of the Thought Fest and Happiness and Pursuit Fest in Ontario, which is twice a year. Man, we bringing cats out and performing over there too. So we're helping to provide like other outlets outside of the city for cats to perform. Whereas before that wasn't happening. And to me, that's one of the major reasons why cats it wasn't cracking out here, because you're just doing shows around the same area. And in San Diego, there's all these little mini scenes. So it feels like you're not in San Diego, but you still are. You got to go and build like in Orange County. Same thing with Orange County. I felt like back when I moved out here, Orange County didn't have a scene. They had performers who San Diegans would consider LA. Yeah. Which I could easily say the same thing and call them San Diego, but no, that was OC. But over the years, Orange County has a scene. IE has a scene. Yeah. Of course, LA has a scene. You know what I mean? So, and even further up north and everywhere. So I think now San Diego has become a part of the conversation outside of San Diego.
That's dope. I mean, I think really you guys have done a big part of that. I mean, thank you. You know, I think that it's easy to get trapped in this like local mentality of like, for me, I want to be the king of the block, but what's outside of the block? You know, like nobody knows. And I think that's dope that you're giving opportunities, I guess, for people to hone in on their craft and then take that practice or whatever they've grown from it and go out. I mean, I see Dre Cat like,
yeah, he's killing it, you know. But this is the thing, though. It ain't like, all right. So I don't really know how that came up. I think it was C-Ray hitting up, you know, Rev hitting up C-Ray with an opportunity. C-Ray being like, "Yo, Dre Cat, this is perfect for you," and Dre being like, "But if Dre Cat was just a homie who's dope and wasn't doing shit, he wouldn't have got that opportunity." Yeah. So it's not like, you want to chill for that or?
Yeah, probably. Sorry, someone's stealing the Maybach outside.
The Maybach.
But Carinoe opened the door and scared him away. So
yeah, Carinoe.
We didn't even have to do anything. We're back.
Yeah, like I think it's dope, and I appreciate being able to contribute to people's like growth.
But it's more than you. It's a network.
Yo, it has nothing to do with music or like the opportunities. Everybody is supposed to be doing this. It's like we climbing a mountain together.
Yeah.
And if we don't all climb it together, if we don't all get to the top together, then it's not like we're not done. Now we have to chill there and wait. So why chill there and wait when we can help each other up? And whether it's communication, just be like, yo, watch this one right here because that rock was a little loose. So be careful when you grab it, or literally picking somebody up, or just a simple part like, yo, today is not my day where I could go 100%. I'm just not feeling it right now. So this person takes the load. You know, and I know that's metaphorical, but in general, that's what it is, man. We got a circle of people just doing what the fuck they do. The homie that mops the floor mops the shit out that floor. So if somebody's like, yo, I need somebody to mop these dirty ass floors, I'm like, I got the dude for you.
Yeah.
I got the dude. I can't mop floors, but I know the motherfucker can mop the shit out of floors. Let me hook you up with him. Then he goes and he kills it. He mops the shit out that floor. He made me look good and I ain't do shit. See, but I just connected. Now he could hit up him or me, and then the circle just grows. And all you got to do is, one, be dope at what you do, be trustworthy and professional, but also not even return the favor. It's part of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be like, yo, Human Catalyst, they got to do. Let me connect you and see if y'all can get an interview or do some kind of work together. That's not like really a favor. That's what you're supposed to do. We only look at it like it's something special because nobody does it. Well, now people do it. And it's a regular part of what we do. And like, I'll take it. Sure. You're welcome. I ain't doing shit I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and they're doing it back. So like, we're just keeping the circle moving and the circle's getting bigger. And now we're starting to see it. We're doing push-ups every day, looking in the mirror. You don't see what happens to your muscles. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you look a month later and you're like, yo, I'm seeing some shit. Yeah. Then it makes you start doing push-ups more. Now you're really feeling it. You're not dreading it because you're seeing it pay off and now people are seeing progress. But some people are doing push-ups for the first time and they're not seeing progress. So then they talk to other people and they start to, okay, chill, keep doing them push-ups. You're going to see the definition in a minute. Keep doing it past that. You're going to start getting muscles or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And people are trusting each other too. So all those things are necessary for the growth of the community. Or else it'll just be a few people who grow and eventually the people who aren't seeing the definition in their arms from their push-ups are going to start hating on them. Like they have anything to do with them.
Which I think was the cycle before, like they say, crabs in a bucket.
Yeah.
I think that's the traditional mentality, especially out here, I think, for the most part.
You know what? Let me touch on that. I don't think that's true either. You know how many times, first of all, I think it's dope that I ain't hearing Salty D no more because that shit ain't salty. And if it is.
Well, no, I mean, I think that you guys are changing that. Like all of the artists that you've mentioned and everything that the people that are really trying to make it out here, that are taking it professional and care, they're changing that.
Yeah.
They've realized that like the crab in the bucket thing isn't working.
That shit don't work.
You know?
And it also don't gotta be like that.
Yeah, and I think that's also translating to us in the clothing thing. Like I'm doing a collab with the Fresh Yard.
Nice.
You know, but a lot of times before, you know, it'd be like, oh, that's the Fresh Yard. Like, I'm HC, so I'll just say what's up. You know,
everyone's got their version of that, but that's the thing. And I don't think that's necessarily being a dick. I get that. Defense, bro, that's part of it. There's no offense without defense, you know.
But there's enough. The world is so big now. Like, you can connect with people all across the world with the internet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You make a dope video, and if it's dope, it can play everywhere.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's gonna be kids in Bangladesh like playing your stuff. And that's the difference. Like we can fight over like downtown or gas lamp or whatever.
Cats fighting over crumbs, basically.
You know what I mean? But the pie is bigger. But if we work together, make a bigger wave and make some more noise.
It's like a bunch of lakes.
It's like what you were saying.
You start to connect the
ripples,
lakes,
right?
And the shit gets bigger, and eventually you work your way to the ocean.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But you can't do that shit by yourself.
Yeah,
not unless you already right there by the ocean. But even still, there's only so much you could do. But what I was gonna say about that Salty D mentality is like when I moved out here, everyone would act like San Diego was the only one that hated on each other. It's like motherfucker, every community is like this. Mm-hmm. The bigger the city, the bigger version of that it is, so there's still definitely people who think it's like that out here, but they're chilling with each other. Going back to like the vibe at Hip Hop Weds, somebody comes into Hip Hop Weds trying to have this different vibe where they go, you know, I'm about to play these, I'm about to get in here, I'm about to fucking infiltrate.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, why are you even thinking like that?
Yeah.
Come in and just do you. And if you're a good, genuine person, even if you ain't that dope, if you about your shit and you cool, you're going to fit in perfectly because that's what it is. If you come in here with like some plan to fucking take over or whatever, even if you weren't garbage or faking the funk or buying followers and shit like that, it ain't going to work because everybody knows you scheming.
Yeah,
we a bunch of cats who got more experience than a lot of people. This is something that I think is crazy. When the Cypher Effect, do you know what the Cypher Effect is?
I heard of that, yeah.
Shout out to the homie George and the Cypher Effect staff. When they started, there was a whole new community of artists that were just starting to get shine, and he put a fucking spotlight on them. Then there's this new scene, and then there's all these things happening, and there's cats like us who are the generation before, the class before, whatever you want to call it. So now we're like older, right? Yeah. I'm in my 30s. Yeah. There was a time period where I wasn't going to lie about my age, but I'm not out and about with it because there's 20-year-old kids, early 20s, and they're what's cracking right now. You know what I mean? And I like my style of music or whatever. But this is the thing. Usually the torch gets passed down to these 20-year-old kids. That's how it's been. When Nas fucking took the torch or whatever, he was 20 or whatever. You know what I mean? When I started with my rise with the literates, we were in our early 20s. Mm-hmm. Now you learn your shit, you young, you learn, you pitfalls or whatever, you know, just the way business works in general. But the entertainment business is mad different, especially we are street cats a lot of the time. So like the street politics and that shit goes differently.
Yeah.
But now we're a bunch of people like on our second win, quote unquote. We've been through a lot of this shit. We have the experience on larger scales too. A lot of us, man, we've been doing crazy shit like on a larger scale. Millions of views on YouTube before YouTube was even really cracking. You know what I mean? Things like that. Now we have the experience. Now we have a community where nobody really thinks about your style is too different from me or your age is different from me or whatever. We're just a bunch of people that are down to learn, down to fall on our face so that the homie next to us or behind us don't gotta fall. Yo, man, my face still hurts, my bad. This is why I fell on my face.
Yeah.
Incorporate that into your plan. Give it a try. You know, report back to me later so that we could all talk about it. And if you're not the one who makes it, then the next person makes it. You know what I mean? It's all a series of us getting our foot in the door, cracking that door open, opening the door. You notice how everybody who's the first to do some shit, their foot in the door, gets trampled by the people who run through the door?
Yeah.
And maybe if you're lucky, 20, 50, 100 years down the line, you get that love when it's too late.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be like that no more. And a lot of us had our foot in the door fucking 10 years ago. And now we in the next door after that, we in a bigger room. The tipping points, all these different things. And I think that's one of the major things that's changing it is like no one's even thinking about the salty D or why the D was salty. Everyone's just thinking about, yo, okay, so what we doing next? Oh, y'all doing this? How can I help and be a part of it? Not, yo, how can I get in there and fucking benefit from this?
It might even been a crutch too to say the salty D. And the reason for your success was because of the salty
or your
D.
lack of success.
Yeah, your lack of success.
People hating on me. Okay,
people hating on me, but maybe your quality wasn't high.
And that's a part of the game too.
Yeah.
Not everyone is dope off top.
Yeah, and not everyone could be like a master marketer or
master
the algorithms or, like it's hard now.
Hell yeah.
The game has changed.
And you got all these different lanes that you got to pay attention to, and it's hard to juggle, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard to juggle all these things. So the part of the game is learning this dude is really good at this. This chick is really good at
where
this.
To delegate.
All these people. And it ain't even, it's just like we together have a common goal.
Yeah.
And we're all puzzle pieces. And there's
it's
not
like X-Men.
It's not just like this.
Like people have a different special ability.
But the thing about X-Men is Professor X is not like, I need a motherfucker with some adamantium claws that can just slice through whatever and never really die unless you cut his head off and throw him in. You know what I mean? It's just, you could do some shit. I could find a use for you. You're cool. You're not a shady motherfucker. So I want you around me anyways, cause you dope.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Carinoe. He does dope videos. He's cool. Fuck. Oh, Carinoe he's just some dude who comes all the time, but he's cool. Come around, hang out. Oh, what? You do this? You do that? It ain't always like I know this person and what they do. Sometimes we just build cause we cool and we're laughing outside of fucking hip hop wads.
Yeah.
And then you hear them rap or you hear they make beats and their beats are fire or they provide something that can help you.
Yeah.
And you could do something for them. That's the way the shit should go. It shouldn't be like everybody scheming to take what this dude has. It's not give and take, it's give and receive. And that's a totally different thing.
I think like a lot of people can get something from that.
Hell yeah.
I think they're stuck on the other way, or at least they've been conditioned to believe the other way.
You don't got to pretend that other way don't exist.
Yeah,
you just got to get better at seeing it and avoiding it and get better at seeing the opposite and getting with that.
And for you to do what you do.
You got to provide your part of that circle, man.
Yeah.
It's just, and sometimes, like I said, we climbing the mountain. Sometimes you're going to have to carry me a little of the way because, man, I'm exhausted for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But if you carrying somebody every day and they ain't contributing, you can still come around, but I don't got no love. I don't got no fucking energy.
Yeah, like I can't do all the work.
Yeah, I got a family. I got a weekly residency. I got a weekly radio show. I'm doing graphics, all the marketing for that. I got a 9-to-5 job. I got kids.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to chill with my fucking kids and not be like this the whole time and not be like, okay, 5 more minutes cause I got to do this.
Yeah, no,
and I got other motherfuckers who ain't got shit on their plate and ain't doing shit, have the nerve to complain about some shit.
But they're good at Fortnite.
Yo, great. but guess what? They're amazing. They're possibly the best Fortnite player ever and don't got a Twitch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. It ain't about people that don't got, it ain't just about people that
just
don't
doing
got
something for
to
themselves. Like they're just like,
it's about people who have the shit to give and don't even do that, but still complain.
Well, I don't know. We had a podcast with Kahlee the Dreamer. And then what's really dope is I asked him why he was called Kahlee the Dreamer. He said, cause he was sleeping on himself. He didn't believe in his own talents and, people would tell him he's so good and whatever. And he didn't really have the mind state to believe in all that. And then, he kind of had to change his like law of attraction, All that changes
That's
mindset.
necessary, man. A lot of us got we got GPS systems and never once used the shit, but we driving in circles all day.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm guilty of that. I think that I'm a little scared of success. So I'll kind of sabotage stuff.
And a lot of people got that, man.
You know, like I'll procrastinate on purpose because it's easier for me to accept, oh, dude, I failed. Like, you know, I couldn't come through. My bad. Rather than like putting my best foot forward and making it all happen. I don't know why.
Your stakes are very high to be doing that, man. You
yeah,
gotta change that, bro.
No, I know that it's something that
you're not getting the most out of your failure if you do things like that. Because that's what failing forward is, man. Like, all right, this is, I think it's a chick flick. It's this, it's like, I think it's called Stick It. Jeff Bridges is in it. And he's like the coach of some gymnastics shit. And they're doing gymnastics shit. And there's this chick. It's basically like a kid chick flick that I seen a long time ago. But anyways, the point is, the reason why I brought this silly ass shit up to clown myself is to clown myself. But also, there's a part where she's like, she's telling the other girls, yo, if you're going to do it, if you're going to eat Matt, motherfucker. Don't half-ass it and still fail. You're going to fail anyways. Like, go all the way so you get the knowledge from why you failed, or maybe you're not going to fail. Yeah, obviously, that's the thing that scares us. It ain't just you, man. Like, everybody does their version of that. But some people have stretched themselves so far that them failing is still a success. You know what the 10 times rule is? Grant Cardone?
No.
Shout out to Curtis King for putting me up. Not personally, but just putting me up on that. Like, the 10 times rule is like, if you want $1 million, make your goal $10 million. Because even if you don't reach that $10 million goal, I bet you way past $1 million. Why do we fucking sell ourselves short with our goals when our goals is a goal? There's no reason to be mad that you failed. Look at skaters.
Yeah.
Skaters don't make you got a skateboard right there, bro. If you're not doing no good tricks or you're not practicing and fucking skinning your knee and busting your face on the floor, you ain't never gonna learn how to do nothing worthwhile. If you're not fucking a scientist, man, some scientists, their whole life is failure. And then they finally get some shit done, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, I teach my child to love the process. I try my best to teach my kids that success is a different thing. If you keep telling your kid that you're so smart. First time they raise their hand in class and say a wrong answer, somebody laughs. Now they scared. They don't want to fucking fail because they look stupid and they don't want to come and tell you they did something wrong. I'm like, yo, okay, you got that wrong. My son spelled some shit wrong. And I'm like, okay, you know, you're trying to spell cat, K-A-T. I mean, this is a terrible example. Yeah. He's actually really fucking smart for his age. But he'll say K-A-T. I'll be like, no, it's actually C-A-T. Uh-huh. And if he gets disappointed, I'll be like, but look, K makes the same sound. I'm like, you made a good mistake, bro. That's a good mistake. Next time you spell it the right way because you know.
Yeah.
But at least you're making good mistakes. We need to make good mistakes, learn from them, and fix them so we don't make them again. And if we ain't fucking going hard on that skateboard and busting our face and willing to, what the fuck is the point? Because you still gonna bust your face, but you ain't even getting close to landing that trick. You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing. And then you probably got a bunch of homies that already did the shit that you scared to do. Talk to them motherfuckers. I got this line that says, what is it? Something like, if the other lawns are green, ask them how they grew it properly instead of trying to steal their grass to plant it on your property. Cause that shit's just gonna turn brown anyways. You don't know how to keep your garden fucking flourishing. So what does it matter if you put more flowers in there? Tend to your garden. The grass is always greener, but you ain't watering your garden. We gotta water our gardens, dog. We gotta fucking tend to our garden, pull them weeds out, and them weeds could be bad people coming in trying to steal from you, bad people making you lazy. You know what I mean? You gotta fuck with people better than you so that you're not the best in your circle. You know that saying, something along the lines of like, the Cyclops is the king of the blind. He got one eye.
Yeah.
And everybody is way below him.
Yeah.
You don't want to be only the king of your circle. And when you are, you need to be teaching everybody to be leaders themselves and kings themselves and queens themselves.
Let them surpass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you also, in a business, you can't move up if you don't got somebody to fill your slot anyways. And if you do, you're going to constantly go down there and fix what you were doing right in the first place. So you got to be building. That's why people who, like bad leaders, want to keep information to themselves or not fuck with other people. Like, if you were afraid to work with Fresh Yard or they were afraid to work with you, then you guys would be missing out on some growth. Even just a little growth, but a little growth today is something huge 5-10 years from now, or even a month from now. So there's so many reasons to not sell yourself short by not trying or being too afraid to fail. We got to focus on the challenge, dog. We got to focus on the journey because this whole life is that climbing that mountain thing. The climb up the mountain, dog, is a mix of hard work and helping each other out and every once in a while enjoying the view. But if you hang for too long, your arm's too tired to climb up more and you end up living there for the rest of your life. We got to just keep climbing even though we don't know what the top look like. And if you do know what the top look like, then I think you need to make a bigger goal. And if your goals don't scare you, what the fuck? Make a bigger goal. Have a bunch. I was just talking to the homie Jared about this other line that I had like way back, like focus on the top glass champagne pyramid tip and how it overflows to the rows below as a trip. Because we focusing on all these little goals right here and they're important. But you ain't paying attention to the bigger picture. Sometimes when you go to that core goal, that shit fills in some of these other ones below, these smaller things. And the point is, some people don't even got goals at all, man. So I think that's what is changing things. No matter if it's one of my homies or you or me, like helping somebody to like be inspired to work harder at even just one little aspect, or if it's just all of us fucking just working a little bit harder. Just work a little bit, just do things a little harder than you did yesterday. Just focus on one new thing. If we all floating in the fucking lazy river at a fucking resort, we letting the fucking current take us, but we know where we're going. We don't know where we're going in life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the fucking current is just too hard and we got to fucking manipulate it to get to where we need to go. But there's only so much. You can't fight the current forever. But every day you should be fighting something. You shouldn't just let that current take you because you don't know where it's going to go. Every once in a while you might pop up like, oh, this is beautiful. I'm glad I just chilled and let it take me here. But you do that shit forever. I guarantee you, either you don't got no control over your life or you're going to end up in a bad place where you don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? That's just what's going to happen. So that's just important, man.
No, I hear that.
And people are doing that. That's why we're getting to where we want to go, man.
Yeah, no, I think that's dope because, I mean, like I said, on my end, I don't know. I've been like a one-man army for a long time. I don't know. I don't know how to... Not necessarily, I'm not a team player, but like I grew up skateboarding. It's like a one-man sport. You know what I mean? Never played football, never played baseball, whatever. I've always been like one man. So, I don't know. I've always had that mentality of like just trying to figure it out myself.
You have a hard time. This is what I feel. It's hard for me to accept failure when someone else failed and I don't feel like they did it. They didn't try as hard as I would have.
I don't know if
I'd rather fail myself knowing that I did all the right things, even though I don't know if they're right, than somebody else because they didn't try because it ain't their dream or their goal.
Yeah. You feel that? Like a lot of people don't care. They don't care the way you would care. You know what I mean?
And
even a babysitter. A babysitter won't take care of your kids
the
same way that you care for your kids. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, fam.
Yeah. And even like a sibling for another kid, like it's just different.
But like, we can't blame them because it's also different. Like we're not all on the same level. The way everyone's 100% is not the same.
Yeah.
Somebody could be going 100% and because of their level of expertise or they don't have the strength to do this or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm some fucking big ass bodybuilder, I could lift 400 pounds without even trying. I ain't never going to lift 400 pounds in my whole damn life, bro. No matter how hard I try. Yeah. So you got to know people's abilities and how far they can go and their willingness to try their hardest and try to provide an area for them to do that because you could use everybody. And that's not a bad thing. Like you can provide anybody can help you. There's bean counters for a reason. Sometimes you got these stupid little things that nobody could do. At my last job, that sucked so much when my boss thought the earth was flat and the other one didn't believe in dinosaurs. The dino denier.
Yeah.
This bitch would always come and try to do some shit that I could do. And I do it 100 times better because it's my job.
Yeah.
But she was under the impression that she had to do it. It's like, you need to do some shit that only you can do. I got this under control. Even if you could do it better than me, I can do it. The job of a leader is tough because for a lot of reasons, but that's one of them. You want to do shit yourself, bro. But there are some things that 3 of your homies could do and they're willing to do it.
Yeah.
There is some shit that only you can do. And by you wasting your time over here, because that's what you're doing, you're wasting time. This shit's not getting done, man. And even if it's less important, it does need to get done and you're the only one who could do it. So over time, you know, I never used to pay for shit because I always had homies who could do a website or homies who could do this. But even if they agreed to do this exact thing, they don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Or they think because they doing you a favor, they only doing this shit for 100. They usually charge 500. Yeah, but you said you was going to do this by this time.
Yeah, yeah.
And you didn't do it. And you kind of looking at me like I'm a jerk for expecting what you made the deal about.
Yeah.
I learned how to do it myself. I start doing it myself. But the first chance I get to hand it off to somebody or even pay somebody, you're not just paying them for what they're doing. You're paying them for what you're now able to do. The extra time you have on your hands now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's one of the things that helped me to start paying for good work, paying for people to do things that I could do myself and maybe even do it better. Yeah, you know what I mean? It ain't like I'm just throwing money out. I ain't got money to throw like that.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do
it. But you know where you shine.
Yeah, yeah. And also I know where my attention needs to be.
Yeah.
So if I can't spend the time on these flyers, I'll get somebody to do, or this logo. I could do logos. I'm decent at it.
Yeah.
I'm at least decent at everything I as like a creative needs and shit.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean this dude could do better work. And while he's doing that, this would take me a day. In that day, I could do all these different things that only I am capable of doing for my business or my life. And like, even if it just frees up an hour for you to chill with your kids, an extra hour, it's worth that time. Yeah, it's worth that money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I applied that logic to as much in my life as possible. And it's changed my life, and it's changed obviously my family's life because I got more family time. Now I'm slipping on some things. I haven't put out an album forever. I'm working on music with Ralph Quasar. We're going to drop an album sometime soon. But like, I'm working slow on that. I work at my own pace and he's cool with it. He's working with other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we do things like that. But there are things like Bars Weekly. Every week I have to check. Today I'm dropping Bars Weekly.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? I have to get it done when I get home. I got all the music. I got to record my talking parts, edit the shit, put it out to the podcast apps.
And you do that yourself too? Do you do the...
Yeah, I do all that shit myself, yeah.
Damn, that's pretty dope.
So like, sometimes I'm doing it and I got to stop in the middle of what I'm doing to play with my kid for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, because they need that and I need that.
Yeah.
And then I got to get back to it, get it done in time. You know what I mean? So there's things like that you just have to do. So I don't got time to be making a flyer or a logo for somebody who's gonna be like, you know what? I know I didn't tell you anything that I wanted really except the information, but that's off. I'm like, all right, it's off. What do you need changed? Like, what do you like? What don't you like? Oh, you know, I don't know. It's just, I ain't what I'm looking for. I'm like, what are you looking for? You know, I don't know, but you'll get it. Nah, motherfucker. I ain't got time to waste for $50 on a flyer.
Tell them, you know what? Go to the app store and get Canva.
Go to Fiverr, motherfucker.
Yeah, get Canva and just,
people want top quality work for nothing, bro.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
People will buy you a Happy Meal as a favor and expect a lobster and steak dinner in return and act like you're the one tripping.
I've done a lot of graphic design work for carne asada burritos, and I've never gotten the burrito.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man.
You know, it's like, oh, no, I got you, bro. I got you next time, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I still haven't got them, but I don't know. It's like...
Didn't know where we were going with that.
No, but it's a failed system, I guess, in the homie mentality. I mean, honestly, like, I've even done it to Carinoe. Like, he has video skills, like, hook me up, you know? So, I don't know. It's just, I guess it should change, you know?
None of us are gonna be at 100%. Do you know what Six Sigma is?
No.
So coming out of a manufacturing background, Six Sigma, I don't remember the exact.
Oh, you know, I've heard something about that.
It's like a culture. It's kind of like Jeet Kune Do in a way. Whereas the lean culture is talking about like shaving the fat. You know what I mean? So I don't got to go over there and then come back here to fold clothes. I could just bring all the clothes out here, fold it right here, because this is where it's going to go.
Yeah, it's the production process to like, yeah.
It keeps you flowing. Yeah. You maximize your payoff. Yeah, it's the most efficient way of doing things. But even Six Sigma is not 100% because 100% doesn't exist. That's like perfection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like 99 point something because you still gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if we have to find the balance between having the most, like the highest standards for ourselves while also being able to, appreciate the level of success we've reached. Like I've had shows where I've performed very well and it's apparent from the crowd, like some of the best response I've ever gotten after the show, but I fucked up like this word and that word. I forgot this and I was out of breath here. So I used to only dwell on how bad I think I did because I did do bad. That's it. I didn't do my best because I should be exercising or whatever. Right. But all these people, they look at me because they thought it was all great. And then they see my expression or like my vibe because I'm disappointed in myself and it fucks up their shit. They're right. I did great. I need to be able to appreciate that, feel that high that you get from killing it, and then be like, These are the things I need to improve on. You know what I mean? It's almost like two separate departments.
Yeah.
How good you did, like according to them, because really your performance is for the people. You know what I mean? So they decide how good you do, not you. But there are things that they didn't notice that I could improve on. So the next time I do it, that's the other department making sure that I don't make those mistakes again, or that I do better, or I could have did this part when I talked in between. I could have did this, you know, whatever. But the point is that has helped me be able to still enjoy my success, whatever level of success it is, and also push myself. So it's a mixture of being content with where I'm at right now, but not content with where I'm at right now.
No, I get
still
that.
pushing yourself forward. It helps me accept
Not beating
failure.
yourself down.
Yeah. But still being realistic about what you need to improve on. That's
Yeah.
important, dog. And you got to find your version of that. And going back to the thing, you're always either fighting the current a bit or going with the current and manipulating where you're trying to go with it. But you can't completely go against the current, or you're wasting your energy and you're going to get taken somewhere where you don't want to be. So every day you should be trying to fix something small about yourself, some bad habit or some fucking whatever, improving yourself just a little bit at least. Some days you make this big breakthrough and you're like, whoa, this person just cut me off and I didn't even flip them off. I just said, I'm cool. I'm safe.
Yeah.
I'm good. No reason to yell at this idiot, because I'm either going to pull over and we're going to fight, or I'm never going to see him again.
Yeah.
So what's the point? I don't want to do neither of those things.
Yeah, I never
So
see your family again. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just shrugged my shoulders, keep it moving. I was completely safe. I was defensive. I didn't get hurt, nothing like that. It's good. Let him go. And then I'm like, oh shit, back in the day, or even last week, somebody did less than that and I was pissed.
Yeah.
Willing to fight somebody or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
that's a breakthrough. Sometimes you're just like, oh, no big deal. I improved a little from yesterday and tomorrow I'm going to improve a little more, and just so far and so forth. But if you don't do some version of that, I feel like we're going to be left like, we just got to improve. That's constant improvement, man. It's important.
No, that's dope. You know, like, so Human Catalyst is really about like people and about change. And then I don't know, it's a trip, like how it all works, but I kind of feel like the people that I talk to, they kind of get woven into the fabric and have definitely changed me for the better for the most part. And one interesting thing is like all the things that you're speaking of, like for sure, I'm going to go back and listen to it and think about it. And it's like stuff that I needed to hear, for me to be better at my craft and to not dwell on the little defeats. You know what I mean? I could lie to everyone and say, you know, HC is like, oh, you know, I could go rent a Ferrari, take pictures and be like, this is the life I live. And then go back to my little humble abode and be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
what's the point? There's so many negatives.
Yeah, you know
what I mean?
and, I think it's dope. Like, you know, to be real, like having a brand is super hard. Always trying to come out with the next thing that's going to build a little ounce of hype is draining.
And trying to do something different from everybody too. Like,
Yeah.
I think with throwing shows, man, when one of the main things, like I was telling you, I wanted to do a weekly event there because I knew, put it like this, we did 2 shows and they did great.
Yeah.
Then they booked another person and that person had a good event, but he pulled people from my first 2 shows on his show. I'm not saying he took it from me.
Yeah. No,
he might have already wanted to work with them, but that's not the point. Yeah, the point is everyone, a lot of people in general throw shows and every other show is the same people performing. It's hard to not put the same people on every show.
Yeah.
And also like, I'm not just putting a bunch of people, like people think I'll get a DM going, how do I get on the show? I'm like, oh, what's up? My name is Kahlee.
Yeah.
Tell me your fucking name. Speak to me like a regular person. First off, okay, we get past this. Yo, you ever been to an event? No. Like, so you hitting me up to be on this festival that I'm throwing and you're not even coming correct and you never even been to an event. Like, the culture in some ways has made people entitled to feel like if they throw some money at you, they could get on any show.
Yeah, even a DM.
You don't even know how this show sounds. Like, people send me R&B, country and shit to get on Bars Weekly, my radio show. And I'm like, have you even listened to my show? Yeah. Not only is it hip hop, but it's a certain vibe. Like, even sometimes hip hop comes my way. I'm like, this ain't no mumble rap, you know, radio show. Yeah. Like, listen to the shit. I know it's hard, but I did that shit. I never expect anybody to do some shit I ain't did my whole career. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, sometimes I go, yo, can I offer you some advice? And they'll be like, yeah. I'll be like, yo, I look at my DMs with you and I see a link with a fire emoji, a link with a fire emoji, a link with a fire emoji. never once have I said, yo, what's up? My name is this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I see what you're doing. I got
Well,
some
they're just
music.
fire.
Maybe you'll like it. Yeah. And I'm like, you can do that. I'm like, but if you're copying and pasting anyways, why not just say, yo, what's up? This is my name. Check me out. At least that's like bare minimum.
Well,
like,
you know what I'm going to tell you though? If you're fire, you don't got time for that.
Yeah, true
like,
that. True that.
You're flaming. So like the world has to just hear it. Like, there's no time for me to just
I don't want to
tell you my name. Like
some of these
you got to
cats,
extinguish.
some of these cats come back and like they're appreciative of it. Sometimes they just don't respond because they don't got time for that either because they too fire, I guess.
Yeah.
But my point is like, you're not going to please everybody, but there's definitely a way to...
There's a professional way to do things.
And it ain't even just... It's also like, yo, these are the type of people I want to work with.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard to find good people that have skills because a lot of times you find somebody super dope who sucks, or maybe they're a jerk, or you find people that are perfect professionally, but the quality of their work is not that great.
Yeah.
But I'd still rather work with them.
Yeah,
You know
I feel
what I
that too. So one of the biggest things with me is like, I've always been more excited about people with heart and what do you call that? Like just a mindset versus someone that's really skilled and just a jerk.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I would rather root for the underdog and hone in on their craft rather than just.
Are they really the underdog?
Well, I feel like they're the underdog because a lot of people that, you know, like for example, how kind of like the shows where they're working off, there's that thing like don't reinvent the wheel, but they're like, they take that a little too far. Like I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm just going to coat your tire. Like,
Yeah.
It's basically the same wheel.
It's not even my wheel.
Yeah, it's not even the same wheel. I'm just going to like,
It's the same wheel.
plastic dip it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel there's people like that. So they ultimately already get the shine. Like it's just, they duplicated something.
How many of them do you see that last forever though?
They don't, but it's easy. But the person that starts from the bottom, you know, is going to be a longer journey. And it's going to last longer. But these guys that are in it for the quickness, they get the fast shine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's easy to fall victim to that.
Okay. So do you know who Frank Lucas is from American Gangster?
No.
There's a movie called American Gangsters based on true story. And it's like Denzel Washington's Frank Lucas. I'm not going to explain the whole shit, but the point is like, he kept it very low key. Yeah. And he was a straight G. He was dealing heroin. I don't fuck with different kinds of drugs. So we're not going to use that exact example. But the idea of like, he always kept it low key. One day his model wife bought him like this big ass fur and shit. And he only wore it for her. And the minute he wore that, he came on the cops' radar. You know what I mean? My point, let me see if I can correlate this properly. People want a certain thing. Some people just want fame. So they doing some shit just to get the fame. He could have been wearing minks and got that look. He didn't want that. He's trying to make money, provide for his family. He was doing it in a garbage ass way, but he was also helping the community in other ways, giving away money and fucking turkey and shit. And then he's going against people like the Cuba Gooding Jr. character in there was flashy. He was cutting his shit and making something else so he could make a little bit more money. But Frank Lucas was focused on the quality. He could have raised the prices all crazy, but he didn't. He let other people have the margin that they needed to make it. He was like, just don't fuck with my product. Put that product out as it is or change the name and call it something different. You know what I mean? And like, again, like fuck that heroin bullshit, obviously.
Yeah.
But like in general, we're trying to just create our versions of whatever we really like and we think is that quality. And sometimes people will come and their idea of not everyone has the same idea of what something is. You know what I mean? So like if you come on a Frank Lucas mentality, he could technically be looked at like the underdog, but he wasn't because his goal worked perfect for what he was doing and he was going towards his goal. So if everybody, these people, their goal is to be the same way as everybody else, they reaching it, but that ain't our goal. You know what I mean?
I see that. I guess in my logic behind that is that I feel like in today's world, right, success, at least for the most part in this illusion world, success is like likes, followers, probably like social media power. If you get any power today, probably like social media power would be like the highest because ultimately that will be money, endorsements, advertising, free food at restaurants. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, you know, checking your Instagram, like, oh, this guy has 6 million followers. You know what I mean? You know, so I guess my thought behind that is just that's the way a lot of success is viewed.
Yeah.
You know, but I understand that not all people want that. You know what I mean? And I think that just majority of the people nowadays they find their success in numbers
Mm-hmm.
versus quality of craft. I mean,
To me, that's a part of it.
yeah,
And I think as long as we acknowledge this shit exists, we acknowledge that there's a lane for that, but we're using it as factors when it has something to do with us and our path. But as long as we got our path, like we don't even got to label the shit. We just doing the right thing that gets us to where we want to go.
and it might actually end up in the same destination.
But eventually it becomes a totally different marathon, because the reality is that's not a marathon. That's like a sprint.
I think it's an illusion.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, for them, that's their thing, and they live in that illusion. They got the VR glasses on, they never take them off.
Yeah.
Ready Player One.
Yeah.
And we over here, like, we're going to take Thursdays off or whatever day. You know what I'm saying? And, like, we know that our goals is different from these other people. And even if they are the same, they have an illusion on how to get there. And we're just more on point. We pay attention to what they're doing, because sometimes it does involve us and what we're doing. But as long as we understand, like, everyone's turning into a big fish in a small pond, and then they reach that tipping point and go into a bigger pond. You know what I mean? But there's nothing wrong with being a big fish in a small pond if you got your goals to take advantage of that small pond in the right ways. You know what I mean? And becoming that bigger fish in the next pond.
If you're okay with leaving that pond. You know?
And a lot of times you could go back to it too, or you could still you set up a little kingdom in that pond.
Yeah.
And you go on to the next one,
Yeah.
and now you got these different arms that control these different things. You know what I mean? And none of this is in a bad way. Sometimes the terminology is looked at negatively, but that's not what it's about, man. It's just like you're always tweaking knobs. You know what I mean?
It's about
and
growth.
adjusting. Yeah. And as long as you're growing and progressing, and you should be building with people, man. And you meet these new groups of people who are doing something. You're like, oh man, I've met my tribe. Like, I've been looking my whole life for you guys. And then over time, it's like, whether it's good or bad or a combination, some of them start, trailing off, or, when you grow up, you get homies who just like get a family, especially in music. After a while, people stop doing music because they don't reach a level of success. They just keep doing their thing. So it's like, these are natural progressions, but out of that group of people, you usually come away with one or two of them.
Yeah.
And like, one of the things that Fresh State is like us having that, you know what I'm saying? And all these things, hip hop weds, like us kind of like the homies that are still staying at it and really growing at what we're doing. And now it's like our success is synchronizing. And we're at a point where hip hop weds helps platform helps hip hop weds, Fresh State helps hip hop weds and platform, Fresh State helps these people. It's Raw Poke helps us, and we help It's Raw Poke, and all these different brands and just groups of people and like good creatives are coming together, and it's helping us to push forward all together. You know what I mean?
It's like a positive network.
But sometimes you don't notice because you climbing a mountain and your arms and your hands hurt. That's when you look at and you're like, oh shit, we came far. We came way far.
Yeah, I mean,
This is a
I see you guys, So like, let's say there's an artist out there that's like definitely into what you guys are doing, the movement. How do they get involved? Just show up, or just?
That's definitely the way. I mean, yeah, come through, but send me music. Talk to me like a professional. Just be like, yo, what's up? This is my name. I'm not talking suit and tie. Hello, good evening. This is just hit me up. Send me links that I need.
Like a formal introduction.
Yeah. If you see me on the street and you're like, yo, my man, I got this thing. That's happened to me a bunch of times in my life. Don't get me wrong. But I don't never pay attention to you invading my shit.
Yeah.
Yo, what's going on, man? I got this. You look like you might like my shit. I got this. These are some of the people I listen to. I think I sound like this, maybe. Your version of that. You don't have to compare yourself to somebody.
But just at least something that's not cut and paste.
Well, yeah. And even if it is, yo, you could copy and paste some really decent shit that will catch. It's like a net. You're creating a net or a funnel, and you're funneling in the wrong people with your bullshit fucking DMs. You know what I mean? So, even when there was a time where I used like the automatic shit where somebody would follow me and then I'd send them an automatic thing. And even in that automatic thing, it was like, yo, peace, was good. My name's Kahlee. This is what I do. If you feel like this is your thing, check it out, man. I think it's really dope. And also feel free to hit me back if you don't want to talk to this cool ass robot that I pay $1 a month for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, some people are gonna be like, oh, this is stupid because blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And some people are gonna laugh because it's kind of a joke and I'm acknowledging that this is an automatic thing. Some people will hit me back, fuck your spam. I'll be like, motherfucker, I'm Hawaiian. Spam is great. And then they laugh and then we have a convo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or some people don't respond. You're not gonna get the same response from everybody, but you're kind of going for the thing that works for the most amount of people, but also the amount of people that you really want to fuck with. It's not about buckshots. It's about fucking laser fucking pinpoint accuracy, dog. And it's better to get that album I gave you, Blessed.
Yeah.
It's a picture of me and my wife and my son. on a fucking, like, holding each other. It's called Blessed. Some people think it's religious. It's not. And it's like, I knew when I made that record that it was, some people weren't even going to give it a chance because of the preconceived notions of what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like
but I also knew, they might think it's religious.
Yeah.
They might just not even want to look at it because whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it's like, I knew that also the people that did like it, though it may be a less amount of people, maybe not, but maybe, they're really going to fuck with it because they're going to identify with the topics that I touch on because that's my real life. And if you fuck with somebody and their life is similar to yours, we got kids, we can connect on some family shit, on the fact that, you know, we got this work and we trying to squeeze it in and not just let this fall to the wayside, but we can't let, you know, all those things we connect, right? There's not a lot of people that will connect with that, but the ones that do really understand it, appreciate it, can get something out of it, right? I'm going for quality, not quantity. I want the quantity too, but I care about the motherfuckers who are going to be here and ride with me when I change styles or change vibes or rap about some other shit or when I'm not rapping at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of community that I built with that record and the product that I put out and the attitude that I put out. Some people don't like me because I clown too much. My bad. I wasn't trying to. I was just joking. But I'm cool with that. I'm not oblivious to it. You know what I mean? But the homies that are funny and like clown around or like clown me back, like that's our thing. You know what I'm saying? Everything you put out is going to come back to you one way or another. And you're looking for the people that are able to help you mold yourself into something better and the people that you could do that to them too. And if y'all can make some money doing that shit, then you found somebody good to fuck with. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I think that's super dope. I mean, like I said, from a lot of people, I've heard your name being dropped and like all of it is very respectful, almost like a mentorship type view. Like, they've always mentioned you and like what you've done. And I think just like the viewers can even, also agree, like you dropped a lot of knowledge that even if they get an ounce of it, I mean, a lot of it can change their day. You know what I mean?
I think so, man.
So, I mean, I think that's dope. I think what you're doing is dope. I
appreciate it, man.
Everything the Fresh State's doing, like I see the movement, I see the change, and I've seen the transition from like the Salty D, you know what I mean? I've kind of had two wins myself. Like I started doing clothing, then I just kind of like gave up on it and then just moved on. And, you know, like I kind of blamed it on the salt. And then I came back after family and all this stuff. And like, I have no choice but to do it. You know what I mean?
Because you need that shit.
I need it.
Yo, I stopped doing music when I had my kid. For a long period of time, I hadn't been doing music. And no, not when I had my kid. When I got married and got a house and shit like that, I just didn't have the time to focus on it. But I was missing something. Life was amazing. I had a son, but I needed to put out music because that was something I needed.
It's like something inside you.
Yeah. So you gotta treat yourself in that way. That's a part of you, dog. And that's a big hole when you're not doing it. But at the same time, like, you gotta recreate your kingdom to where everything works with each other. Everything is gears and shit and keeping them well oiled. Or, you know, if you neglect it for too long, then that's just gonna stop working. It's gonna take a long time and a lot of money to fix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear it. But yeah, like I was saying, the Fresh State, you guys have done so much.
Shout out to C-Ray, man. C-Ray has really taking the reins on the Fresh State and started to, and this is not a surprise. I mean, this is what we talk about. We have plans, you know, and when the time is right, we start putting focus into certain things. And he's really done that shit and has been pushing that shit to the forefront with like the tours and things like that. And, you know, it's been going good, man. So the name is really starting to, cause there's been rumblings, but now, you know, we out there hosting good quality tours and shit, doing shows elsewhere. It's dope, man.
So like, how do people catch you? Like, so there's Hip Hop Weds.
Hip Hop Weds every Wednesday.
Every
AC
Wednesday.
Lounge, North Park, Adams and 30th. I don't know the address still.
Yeah.
But you should be able to find it at Hip Hop Weds on IG. We're on Facebook as well at Hip Hop Weds. IG is my way. I handle the IG page.
Okay.
You know, Bars Weekly. Every Sunday I drop a new episode of Bars Weekly. It's an hour on, it's on Delicious Vinyl Radio on Dash Radio. But if you go on a podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple, or, you know, Mixcloud, Anchor, whatever, you can subscribe and it'll drop on Sundays. Then it'll air on Dash Radio on Delicious Vinyl Radio the following Friday. So you, by subscribing and shit, you get it like 5 days earlier and shit. And I play new music. I play as much local shit as I can. But it's hard. Motherfuckers don't be sending music. I gotta hit them up. Yo, send me that shit. Man, how come every time, when I was doing music more consistently, I'm hitting up everybody I can. I'm compiling mailing lists. Y'all gotta compile your mailing list, guys. Send shit out.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much dope music out there. It's hard to go and find everything that you want when people are your homies and they should be sending it to you. So shout out to the people that send me some shit. Trying to drop world premieres there all the time, just playing some dope shit, man. And no pay to play. Please don't offer me money because I do need the money, but I'm not gonna take it. I've had people offer me money to play their shit. I'm like, nah, fam, just send me some shit. If it's dope and it fits, I'll play it. If it's not, or if it's dope and it don't fit, then I'll send it to somebody who I think will like it.
Oh, that's dope. You know, like,
yo, that's something I was gonna say earlier,
you're
man.
not the roadblock.
Nah, dude, that's stupid. Yeah. If I help somebody else out by giving them some dope shit, that could create something great for y'all too. And, you know, the favor will be returned eventually, or not like a favor. Again, that's just how we do it, man. If you come and be a part of some shit and you're not the right fit for this particular thing, that doesn't mean that it won't turn into something great down the line. You know, like people will hit me up trying to be on a show that they just don't fit on stylistically, or I'm really trying to put together shows that go well together, like a mixtape or like an album. Like the best albums aren't just a collection of dope songs put together, or like some good songs and a bunch of fillers. It's like a combination of good music that go together like a fucking movie, man. Yeah, just like that red circle, if there was a line in it, then that's not a complete circle, and you got to bring a full circle. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the best, and that's what we try to do with the lineups as well. So sometimes you don't fit, don't take shit personal. Word to my man Keone, Painkillers at Farmers Market, man. One of the main things he pushes, don't take it personal, man. And even if it is, hey, that ain't none of your business. Just keep doing shit. Don't let it affect you. If people are whack, I just don't fuck with you. I'm not gonna go out and fucking make parade about it. I'm just, I ain't fucking with you, man.
That's a trip.
We still could be cool. I just ain't fucking with you because you unprofessional or you're kind of a jerk or whatever.
That's another great example, like how you're mentioning him, Painkillers, because like I know him through Morals Fiber, and I don't really know him, but it's crazy that the world is so small. You know what I'm saying? And even though like, let's say my stuff, like someone out here doesn't fuck with it, your neighbor might. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it might.
And if
be
you
like,
good people's, like,
like
there's no reason in the world to cock block, man. Yeah. There ain't no reason in the world to cock block anything, yo. Yeah. And even if the way I see it, if you're better than me at what I'm trying to do, then maybe you deserve that shit anyways, and I just got to work harder. Because by cock blocking, Gary Vee has this very amazing thing that he says, I'm going to have the biggest building, the highest high rise, because I'm focusing on building my shit while everybody else is focusing on tearing other people's shit down. Focus on building your shit. Yeah. Don't point the finger. Don't go cry about this other shit. Focus on building your shit. You know what I mean? And your shit will be undeniable. And if you gonna complain about some shit, let it be in your circle of people that are actually, if I'm telling my homies about some shit, it's because it'll affect them if they don't know that information. But I'm keeping it in my circle. If I'm talking shit about you, that's because I'm talking shit to my homies, and they need to know this information about you. And even then, I'm like, I'm just giving you info. You use it how you please. You choose to fuck with this person who did these things, then I better not hear those same exact things happen to you because I already told you. You know what I mean? And then it's on them. And what we discuss amongst each other is not what we putting out, because we're a business, yo. We handle shit like that. You know what I mean? That's how it is. And there ain't no reason why we need to be slandering anybody's names. And honestly, I feel like I've put enough into my reputation as a trustworthy person and as a credible source for things that if anybody is out there talking shit, if they say I'm an asshole, then you might believe them. That might make sense. Yeah. But if they say that I'm doing some foul shit, I think the only people that will believe them ain't worth, winning over anyways. You know what I'm saying? And anybody else, they'll find out real quick that like that shit's just false. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I chose to build my reputation. I feel like that overflows into the things I do, and that's one of the reasons why people trust the product that we do, whether it's a show or music or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Podcasts.
No, I hear that. I mean, I think so many people can get so much from what you offered. Thank you, I think that, like I said, if they've never heard your music before, I think they just met your character, and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, let me give it a listen. Let me give it a view." I hope so. You know what I mean? Like
a lot of music. You can search Kahlee, Kahlee, everything at Kahlee 310. It's Kahlee, not Cali. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Barsweekly.com is everything that I do. Barsweekly.com has hip hop weds on there. Has you go to hiphopweds.com if you want. Has Bars Weekly. I started as this thing every week. Me and my man Mighty Muds. Shout out to Muds at Mighty Muds. We did a video every single week for the whole year, and eventually that turned into the radio show. So all that stuff is on there. You can see it, and anything that I do or have my hands in is going to be available at barsweekly.com. So it's all in one place.
Oh, dope.
You know, the radio show, subscribe. If you listening and you like it, just spread it. It's free. Most of the shit I do is free. I sell CDs. I sell, you know, different types of merch. But musically, it's still available for free. You could get that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All my music is on there. I'm about bars. I'm about real shit.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say that you're a lyricist.
Thank you, man.
Anyone that...
I like the sport of it.
Yeah, anyone that takes a minute. Well, even you drop bars here, like just talking. I was like, wait, I think just like, that was a line. You know what I mean? But like, I was like, whoa, you know? But yeah, I think anyone that takes a second, like I ask you out there, if you made it this far, take a second, watch a video, go to Spotify or go to Apple, listen to the song, you know? It might be something that like blows your mind.
Hope so, yeah.
You know?
And if not, that's cool too.
If not, like I guarantee through the network, you're going to find something that you appreciate. If you appreciate lyricists, you know what I mean? All of you guys have these like pretty amazing skills.
Thank you, man.
You know, it's not like, it's not a coalition of talentless people that love hip hop. Mm-hmm. It's like, you guys have talent.
Thank you.
You know, so shout out for that. Shout out for, you know, helping raise people up as well. I think that's amazing. You know what I mean?
That's a great thing, man.
If there's anything that I can do, on behalf of HC or through Hotel Charlie, you know, that will help the artists, like definitely reach out, you know,
for sure.
If your artist, I don't know, just needs a little edge or little like pickup, like, dude, I'm always open to it. You know what I mean? I support all you that you guys do. If there's any way that you need my involvement in anything, like just reach out, you know?
Will do, man. Appreciate that.
But yeah, I appreciate everything you're
like-minded
doing.
individuals who, you know, if we got something you got something we got, like that's a match made in heaven type
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, I completely agree that all these little ripples won't make enough noise. But if we can come together and just like raise the tide.
Yo, we all just a bunch of drops in a bucket of water and shit.
Yeah,
and sometimes like, we become an ocean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, if there's a way I could help, definitely reach out. People out there, if there's a way that I could help, DM. It's the same thing. Like, you know, I get DMs and they're like, bro, you should carry my line. It would be a game changer for you. And like, you're missing out on all this money. And
there was a time where my approach might have been like that, but that was when I started. So that's why I'm like, okay, yo, check it. Let me just say, just hit me up. You can have confidence in your shit. But like, you ain't even give me a picture of your shit. You ain't give me no links to your shit. You making it hard for me, and I'm the one, quote unquote, doing you the favor. I'm providing the shit that you need. Yeah. So you got to provide everything that you want me to know, and I'll make the decision based off of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as like getting down, you were asking like with Hip Hop Wes, come through the Hip Hop Wes any Wednesday at the AC Lounge, man. It's usually free. The first Wednesdays, we have this event called Waves, which is more experimental. You might hear some trap type shit. You might hear some fucking super abstract type shit. It's going to be bars one day. Maybe another day, it ain't so much bars. But I'll tell you one thing, you ain't going to hear nobody rapping over their vocals no Wednesdays. That shit is really a tough thing to book artists that don't. Shout out to the ones who usually rap over their vocals and are willing to not do it at Hip Hop Wes and shit. Shout out to them. Second Wednesdays is Elbow Room. You know, you could come through, sign up for a 5-minute open mic. That's when you bring your own music, perform. Producers come through, do a 10-minute set. Wrestling on the screens, video games and shit. You know what I mean? Third Wednesdays is Hip Hop House SD. That's like that more bar heavy, you know, true school hip hop type shit. And that's our flagship event. Fourth Wednesdays is Donuts. That's the producer exhibitions. And we have special invited MCs to grab the mic. It's not an open mic for everybody who just raps with their homies and shit. This is like some real shit. And it's a producer spotlight, not the MC thing. So the producers want to let you rhyme and, you know, try to pick some dope MCs to come and rock the mic. And I also, man, I really encourage everybody to say what's up to the people next to you. MCs that come through, say what's up to the other artists you want to work with. Fucking, you see a dope producer, go and meet the producer. That's one of the main things, man. And I always tell people when I host, man, I'm like, say what's up to your neighbor. Say what's, like, I'm not a churchgoer, but one thing I remember is they say, you're supposed to say what's up to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shake everybody's hand and shit. And that's what we trying to do, you know, is just create a community of good vibes and everybody move forward. If you got something that fits into what we doing or the other way around, we talk about that shit. So at Hip Hop Weds is a good place to find out what we got going on. In the month of July, we have our anniversary event. It's the 2-year anniversary for Bars Weekly Radio. It's the 2-year anniversary for Hip Hop Weds. And we're doing the inaugural 1904 Hip Hop Festival. So I think when this drops, I'm not dropping the whole lineup yet, but by this point, I'll tell you, Stop Dreaming from LA is going to be performing. We've had O'Shea Boyd and Dermond come through and rock, and they had such a great response. And that's my fam, so they coming out to perform. We got the special Elbow Room open mic type vibe where it's a curated open mic. We got 8 dope MCs that y'all actually heard of that are all doing their thing in their in their areas as well. And they're going to be doing some short, quick sets and shit. I'm not going to mention that yet. And we got Dre Cat and Kahlee the Dreamer doing a set together. And we got a few more things, but y'all going to have to stay tuned to Hip Hop Weds to get that whole lineup. But I promise you it's going to be dope. I promise you, man.
That's super dope. So, like, don't miss that.
Nah, you'll be fucking up if you miss that shit.
You know, barsweekly.com.
Barsweekly.com.
If you have a short memory span and, like, can't remember, I'll have links below. Mm-hmm. But if you leave with anything, barsweekly.com. That'll be your best bet.
Yep. Everything's spelled correctly.
Yeah.
Make it easier.
So I appreciate you coming on. And,
thank you for having me.
You definitely dropped some knowledge and gave me a lot to, like, think about. I think that, I don't know, the way it works, like I said, like, you know, it's kind of woven in the fabric, but I think it's stuff I needed to hear, especially as a creator, especially as, like, to get out of the salty D mindset and, I don't know, to just build, you know, like it's easy to be that guy who goes to the gym and doesn't see results, you know what I mean? But to keep striving, keep doing your thing.
Sometimes our eyes be fucked up too.
Yeah.
We have results. We just can't see them. Other people be like, yo, you working out? You're like, nah, I'm blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, listen to the people, man. Sometimes they telling you the truth.
Yeah, and appreciate the successes, you know?
You know, we're like, what are those fucking, those big blankets with a bunch of patches on them and shit?
Oh, like, like a patchwork. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. A quilt. Yeah.
Carinoe has I don't like your face right now, bro. Yo, just so y'all know, his face is very condescending when he said that. Anyways, it's the type of quilt, motherfucker, that has like all these different patches. Yeah. And like, that's what we are, man, as a community. We're a bunch of different patches that create a big, you know, blanket of like talent and good energy. That's what we're supposed to be. And right now, some of us are patches in the wrong quilt. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
We just got to get with the right community, man. And there's going to be a big spike as soon as we do. And, you know, there's plateaus and peaks and valleys, but that's what life is, man. And, you know, right now I'm happy to be in the right roller coaster, you know what I'm saying? Because it's really working with the rest of my life and shit.
No, you guys are doing it though. And I think, shout out everyone that, you know, is involved in it. And I see what you guys are doing and, you know, you guys are making moves.
Thank you, man. I appreciate everybody who comes through the events. I appreciate everybody who partakes in events, all the residents, you know, Root holding it down, C-Ray, Parker filling in, New Balance, like everything is really going well. Everybody at the club, you know, Jeff is a dope ass bartender. He's super cool. JD at the door. We ain't got no assholes at the door. Everybody who comes through, man, y'all for treating it. I tell people one time the homie Joe Dank was filming and he gets up on the fucking on the booth. I'm like, hey fool, I wanted it. If I didn't know him, I might have just pulled his legs out from under him. I was like, look, man, I need you to treat this place like it's your homies' aunt's family party. Not your homie's house. You might kind of treat that whack. His like aunt's family party. So it's kind of your responsibility to make sure nobody's doing no shit, stealing no shit, sneaking in beers and shit, doing stupid shit. Treat it the right way and it could feel like home. You could go into the fridge as long as you take care of shit and put some beers in there every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man. It's all love. And don't be mad if you get clowned a little bit because we all clowning each other. It ain't just me.
No, that's dope though. Well, okay, man, thank you so much.
I appreciate
it. You know? No, I think it was great. So everyone, click the links. You know, if you have time, if you're in SD, Wednesdays, you know where to go.
Yeah, that's where it is.
Look out for that 2-year anniversary. And again, thank you
July
so much.
31st, come through.
Yeah, thank you so much for the conversation. See you guys next time.
See you guys next time.
Appreciate it.